before took a really tough hit from Jarrett Willard, Cal's top linebacker, but Wayne looked like he had everything back that time, just missed on Avery Anderson.
The left-footed Darren Schager will be the punter, and Matt Clisby out of Walnut Creek, California, will be standing back at the 38. So the Bruins 3 and out. Schager, who did a great job last year, hangs this one up beautifully, driving Clisby back to the 29. He'll try the right sideline. He's got room. Clisby, Bruin territory, 37-yard line. 49-yard punt, but a 33-yard return, and the Bears in business again in Bruin territory. Donovan Gallatin brings him down there. What a great return, and with 10 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the quarter, Cal's got it again.
Well, just when you have a great punt and really you have all your pursuit angles where you want them, Clisby just breaks it. He picks up a couple nice blocks, and Darren Schager has to knock him out of bounds.
You might remember last year the Bruins had a couple of return for touchdowns against them, so their return teams need shoring up again here early in '93.
And that's tough on a quarterback now.
3 and out again, and Cook pointed to those ribs, maybe a little sore. Remember, Feen and Walker all getting equal snaps during camp, so they're all ready. Schager again. Clisby, who had that great return a couple of moments ago, will take it this time at the 26, and he wants it. Fumbles! UCLA's got it, I think. Yes, they do. 46-yard punt, but it belongs to the Bruins. So Clisby with great return, dancing in his head again, and Travis Collier's on the football. First down, UCLA deep in Golden Bear territory.
Right there again, you see the benefit of a great punt. Real high, lets the pursuit team get underneath it, and Clisby that time really trying to run before he caught the football. Really a vital mistake, and Travis Collier right there to capitalize on it.
Here come the Bruins. Not the knee that the coaches were worried about for Wayne Cook in this first game. He's had a nagging thigh injury that might have kept him on the sideline, and he was cleared this week because of the thigh. Cook's knee says it's a go. There's Clisby, who's had a great return, also fumbled one to UCLA that led to 3 points. Schager the punt. This one's a little lower and returnable for Clisby at the 35. And he'll get a pretty good return out to the 46-yard line. 37-yard punt. We'll give him a 10-yard return. The dean of all statisticians, Mr. Dennis Mnuchin. 8:02 remaining.
0 for 7 on third down conversion. And you see Stokes, he's just looking for the ball.
Fair catch signaled at the 20 and taken. 29-yard punt.
At the 20.
Clisby makes the fair catch. It'll be first down for Cal. We're going to take a break and be right back. So
sure not going to let Zolmalt have it, and he just rips it out of Zolmalt's hands.
Win with a great defensive play. Matt Clisby, who he joined us late, had a big punt return to set up the first score for Cal early on in the game. Then he fumbled one away that led to 3 Bruin points. That one almost blocked. Clisby now at the 38-yard line, and he's going nowhere. 37-yard punt, nothing on the return. Brian Ty, who's coming back from an injury last year, makes the stop. Going to take a break.
There to make the play on JJ.
Schager into punt. Clisby back at his 28. Slow-moving third quarter. No rhythm to it whatsoever. 24-13. Between the first and second half, it's the tortoise and the hare, really. Clisby takes a 27, and down he goes. Good play. 38-yard punt. Ted Nwoki makes the stop for UCLA. And 10, Tom.
That's a big offer.
Yep.
Cook
bushel full.
Yeah, Cook had Stokes on a slant that time and just threw it behind him. Really, what appears to be a simple throw and catch just became difficult.
Schager, high snap, comes down with it. Clisby, backpedaling, fair catch, 13-yard line. 47-yard punt. So Darren Schager continues to be a fine addition as he won the job, of course, last year from Courtney Kyler, and Schager not about to give it up to anybody. He's a good punter.
Yeah, Schager really has done well, finishing 4th in the conference a year ago. He gets great hang time on his ball and really drives it with a lot of depth. That time, pushing Clisby back.
keep.
There, Avery Anderson.
One thing, Cook, his mobility hasn't been bad tonight, and that was a question mark because of the knee and the thigh injury. Throw it. Fair catch at the 30. Walnut Creek's Clisby. Back in a minute. 24-19 Cal. The trip or their approval. It'll be 4th down and Darren Schager on to punt. Kareem Moss and Corey Dixon will be back to receive at the 35, the twin deep safeties for Nebraska. So the Bruins have a long touchdown called back, and we have no score with 12 minutes remaining. Dixon at the 40, and down he goes. 45-yard punt, 8-yard return. And it'll be 1st down, and Tommy Fraser brings out the Cornhusker offense.
Have a head for that extra yardage. If you're in the NFL, that's a 1st down, but the Bruins, I think, are doing the realistic thing here, which is to punt and put Nebraska deep in their territory.
And that's what they're doing, so put a little faith in your defense. Darren Schager will be punting to Corey Dixon, who's back at his 10. Left-footed kicker for UCLA gets it away, and this appears to be a great one. It is, and Dixon calls for the fair catch at the 11-yard line. 40-yard punt, but the most important thing, no return. Going to take a break. When we come back, Nebraska has it deep in their own territory.
Reese right there to make the play.
Dixon is back inside his 10. Schager will punt. You see the average. He is so consistent, as he has been the last couple of years. Schager will get it away, as they say, a little pooch kick, trying to put it in the corner. The Bruins can't stop it. Boy, Guidry was in position, but he just couldn't slap it back into the field of play. And it'll come out to the 20-yard line on the touch. When we come back, Nebraska gets their hands on the ball again, down by 3. In the 3rd quarter, a great shot of the Rose Bowl. Crowd of around 55,000 or so here on a perfect day. Darren Schager had the right kick, but the Bruins special teams just couldn't slap it back.
And Darren Schager really getting nice air with this punt. Paul Guidry has a shot at it, batting it back in the field of play, but he just misses it. Guidry a little upset, and Schager, hey!
Phillips in as the I-back. He'll get the pitch. But then the coverage was such that Alberts was able to come back. Schager this time can let fly a little bit. Dixon at the 20, and Guidry's there, and down he goes at the 22. 38-yard punt, absolutely nothing on the return because of Paul Guidry's great quickness.
Andy Colbert also downfield.
Andy Colbert was there to help out.
Paul Guidry, one of the fastest Bruins, and you're going to see he's down, and he makes the big hit right there, putting a stop on it. Andy Colbert there to help him get a tag on.
Huge defensive series for UCLA. They have just fallen down 14.
I'm sure right there Rick's saying, hey, why'd you choose that side? It's easy for us to look up here and say, hey, you could have gone to the other side, but Wayne Cook trying to make a play.
There's Corey Dixon and Kareem Moss. Dixon got it at the 30 after he backpedaled. Stutter step up to the 40. Good punt by Schager, 48 yards. 8 yards on the return, so a 40-yard exchange there. Going to be back in a minute. 14-13. Stay with us.
And your team might be able to win, I tell you what.
And you know, it's interesting because Mike Wynn has always been a sure-handed receiver, and maybe the injury playing a bit of a part, maybe the mental aspect of it, because that's a ball Wynn should have had.
Well, it's, you know, you don't get the time on the practice field. It makes it tough. It makes game day that much tougher.
And that's a tough break there for UCLA, and a good one for the Cornhuskers as Schager only boots one 27 yards with 2:23 to play. Back with more.
Number 28, Darren Schager to punt for the
Darren Schager will punt for UCLA. And back is Leroy Pruitt, freshman out of Missouri, broke all sorts of receiving records for the state of Missouri in high school. Schager comes down with the snap. Good punt. Pruitt backpedaling all the way to the 23. Straight up the gut he goes. Pruitt to the 41-yard line, to the 42. Loose football, and the Bruins may have it. And UCLA recovers at the 44. 50-yard punt, 18-yard return, but UCLA falls on the football. It's first down going the other way.
Well, it's interesting. UCLA leading the conference in turnover ratio, plus a 2.5 per game. You're going to see it. Number 11, Pruitt takes it and really just right up the middle, and he's going to get hit by Nkosi Littleton, and Nkosi just strips him.
Bennett had a chance, and I think Marvin Goodwin fell on the football. Watch Nkosi right there, forcing the fumble. Bennett had a chance. He fumbled it away, but Marv Goodwin was there. First down, UCLA at the Stanford 44. So they get
scrimmage. They tried to get a double cover on Jordan, but the defense a little confused. Jordan again coming free.
Schager one punt. It was 50 yards and then fumbled on the return by Pruitt, who's going to get another opportunity at the 5, and down he goes again. Great coverage by the Bruins special teams. Pernicke's all over him. 47 yards. Pernicke with a great play. We'll be back with more in a moment. Watts, first one there. And the Bruins will have to punt from their own 40-yard line. Schager comes on as the crowd roars its approval. Here's Schager, who has literally been booming him ever since he took the job away from Courtney Kyler. Pruitt back at the 19. Schager, another good kick. Pruitt at the 15. Bennett's there. Flag down at the 20. We might have another illegal block.
It was Leroy Pruitt. There's a penalty flag on the play.
In the third, 45-yard punt, 7-yard return, but I think it's going to go back a little further because a penalty mark.
Darren Schager into punt, standing on his own 20-yard line. Leroy Pruitt, the freshman, is back deep. We have 3:09 to play in the game, and Stanford needs something big to happen here.
4 don'ts to the kicking game. Don't be off sides. Don't rough the kicker. Don't let the ball hit the ground, and don't clip.
That's what Terry Donahue was telling his team. Pardon me, Bill Walsh was telling his team. Pruitt takes it on the run and is down at the 34. Downstairs to Lynn Swan.
Mark, that's Coy Gibbs.
I'm thinking, let's think fake punt first, and then we get ready for the return.
39 seconds to go.
They're loaded up for the block.
Ozzie Granardo standing on his own 8-yard line along with Pruitt. That's Darren Schager. And he gets off a fantastic punt. A line drive back to the 6. That's Ozzie Granardo, and great coverage by the Bruins. Granardo brought down at the 12-yard line with 29 seconds to play. Tommy Bennett making the tackle. A 46-yard punt, just 6 on the return.
Almost an impossibility for...
They make him lose the ball, but you want him to run the football.
Schager just gets it away. Big rush by the Aztecs, and it's a boomer. Back to the 12-yard line, and the Bruins have it covered. At the 17, 49-yard kick, 6-yard return. Ray Peterson doing the honors for San Diego State. 7:10 remaining. San Diego State's mission, get some points before the half. Just away.
You talk about great concentration. You see all the people around Schager. He knows they're coming after it, but he has a job to do, and he just goes out and nails another 50-yarder.
Now if Schager does the smart thing, he'll kick it out of bounds down there around the, try to inside the 20 to make sure there's no return this late. 35 seconds remaining. Getting ready is Ray Peterson. Schager aiming for that corner. Schager, is he going to be perfect? It's in the end zone. Almost. Very close. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the final 26 seconds in the first half. UCLA 24-0.
First time around, definitely let Darren Schager do a nice job of punting away.
Drage and Johnston back there is Darren Schager, 41.5 per punt, second in the Pac-10. He's having another great year for UCLA. BYU ready to get their hands on the football for the first time. High snap, Schager comes down, almost blocked. Drage signals fair catch, and he's going to take it at about the 9-yard line, but a booming punt, 50 yards for Darren Schager. Going to take a break. When we come back, BYU with the football. They'll move, everybody.
Go on.
Drage and Johnston back around midfield for Darren Schager's punt, who's standing in his own end zone. 13:09 remaining in the half. UCLA up by 20. This might be a roughing, and it will be. Schager gets hit by Andrew Nash. As you see, Schager in the end zone, nearly blocked again. Remember, earlier, BYU in that first quarter almost blocked a Schager punt. This time, close, but Schager goes down, and so does the flag.
I'm really surprised they didn't get the ball the first time. Number 99, Greg Pitts, had a shot at it on Schager's first punt, but he was unable to block it. And that time, UCLA benefiting from a roughing the kicker.
The way they're reacting now, the question is whether or not, of course, it was touched, deflected, and that would waive immediately the roughing off. But that's not the case. No touch, roughing.
And we're going to get a good look at it right here. Schager just barely gets it off. And you see, he definitely takes a shot there. Number 92, Andrew Nash, freshman, there to rough Schager. Number 2 punter in the Pac-10.
Now there's a distinction between roughing and...
It's just trying to run a turn route over the middle, but just misfiring.
Drage flagged down at the 50. Drage past midfield. Eric Drage with a great speed inside the 35-yard line. 39-yard punt, 27-yard return, but remember, there's a flag at midfield. Abdul McCullough makes the stop for the Bruins. Cook has been a question, and Walker, a capable backup, needs the work too.
Yes,
quite honestly. Eric Drage, he's never been caught from behind. Let's see if he gets that opportunity. What a great tackle that time to save the touchdown by Schager. But there's a flag down back at the 15. This is even coming back. We've had a lot of great returns called back tonight by the flag. 41-yard punt, 39-yard return, but you can just about forget about it. And I mentioned that Mr. Flood,
an added buffer before they go and headbutt somebody.
Interesting article in the Sports Illustrated. Chuck Cecil, former Arizona star, about being fined $30,000 by the NFL for spearing. And everybody says, see what you hit. That's the new motto in the NFL. And there's a little controversy about that whole situation. Here's Eric Drage at the 20, and he's going to go down. 47-yard punt, 14-yard return. And Bobby Gamble was there to lead the way. We know you're not going anywhere because you're riveted to the television. 61-7. See you in a minute. Chad, number 21, under 8 minutes to play. Wayne Cook, Donovan Gallatin.
Some of the guys, Schager, Gallatin,
now,
Cook.
Is that camaraderie? A punter, a DB, and a quarterback.
It's pretty diverse right here.
Isn't it though?
Well, you know, Schager's part of the group tonight. He made a tackle, although it was a penalty, but he still made a tackle.
He'll be replaying that one in the room. Look, guys.
That's right.
For the Bruins of UCLA. One nice thing about the UCLA offense, even though they didn't convert here, is that Wayne Cook is not going to take unnecessary chances with the football. He's now thrown 84 passes without an interception this year. They're not going to take chances because they have a lot of faith in their defense.
Bino Bryant back deep, and Darren Schager to punt from inside his 10-yard line. Bryant, the all-time leading punt returner in Washington history, is brought down at the 49-yard line for the Bruins of UCLA. Down on the coverage was Andrew McClave, number 42. And there's trying to get that snap and make a move with that big guard coming along there. I'm sure Cook knew that situation, was trying to get out of the way quickly enough to allow the guard to come by. So we've got a free kick situation, and Darren Schager will punt it. Bino Bryant back along with Napoleon Kaufman, two very dangerous return men. So with 9:49 to go, first quarter, Washington leads at 9-0. Beautiful punt. Kaufman will take it from the 25 and try the left side, and is brought down at the 43-yard line. And right now, let's send you to New York and John Saunders.
touchdown that won the game for the Huskies against Cal last week.
Darren Schager in the back of his end zone, and Bino Bryant at about his 43-yard line. So Washington should get good field position once again. They lead at 15-0, and Schager barely gets it off. Fair catch called by Bryant, and he makes it at the 43-yard line. So 2:39 to go first quarter, and it's been all Huskies here in Pasadena. They're down and 6 from the 5-yard line. UCLA has had absolutely no breathing room so far today. And Cook to Stokes. Stokes is in the open, a foot race. J.J. Stokes, 95 yards for the touchdown.
Wow. That is his 9th touchdown reception of the year. And this man averages a touchdown every 3 times he catches the football. He's 6'4.5", and he can run, and he uses his angular body to position himself well.
What a move.
Unlike so many people of his size, he's got the breakaway speed to go with it.
Russell Hairston was the man who had the last chance at him, and Stokes has now caught 13 touchdown passes. In the last 8 games, he has been on fire.
Got the touchdown.
They've scored, Tim, on the run for it too, John, if he was so inclined.
Yeah, that was a tough pass to throw. He had to feather it in there.
Schager back at the 31-yard line to punt it. Bino Bryant nearing the 1,000-yard mark in career return yardage. They bring it back. The left-footed punter sends a nice spiral down. Bryant, the fair catch inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. So UCLA has Washington backed up after the 44-yard punt by Darren Schager. Here's in the NFL. So
he was a great find for us, and the thing I always loved was that we finally got him at the end of training camp. And Dick Vermeil never liked to take guys at the end of training camp. He said he won't be able to learn the offense, Carl. I said, this guy will learn it. He's from the Ivy League. He's from Yale. And
I didn't let you down either.
No.
Well, I like to say, Carl, you discovered me, but I made your career as well.
That's true. I was the finest tight end coach in the National Football League because of John, a guy by the name of Keith Krefley.
Darren Schager to punt it from the 30. Bino Bryant takes it at the 16-yard line, trapped on the side. Tell me about a guy like Bino Bryant, who had the great year a couple years ago, out with an injury. Now Kaufman's moved ahead of him as we've got a penalty marker down. But how do you look at a player like UCLA driving as we near the 2-minute mark, first half? Cook, Stokes, touchdown UCLA!
I'll tell you what, folks, you can't ask for a better executed pass play right down the middle of a defense. Watch Stokes. We talk about body positioning and footwork. He's able to elude the defender on the bump and run coverage. Watch him lay out for this football. I mean, that's as far as he can humanly stretch, and he's able not only to get his fingers on it, but pull it in for the touchdown reception.
That's big time, isn't it, John?
It certainly
is. That's NFL time.
And you have to credit Cook with a perfectly thrown pass as well.
Merton to attempt the point after. 18 yards on that touchdown pass, matches Stokes' number, and that gives him 10 on the year. Point after is good, and with 1:58 left to go, first half, Washington leads UCLA now by the score of 18-14, and it's been the Wayne Cook, J.J. Stokes show.
Just that little play action pass is enough. Well, actually, the linebackers are on a blitz, so it's no matter about the linebacker coverage. And you can see how Cook, off the play action, was able to lay the ball up in the air. Nobody could get that football but J.J. Stokes, and that's the kind of pass you want to throw in that situation.
22-yard line. Going quickly to Stokes, still on his feet. Touchdown, UCLA! 22 yards from Cook to Stokes for the 3rd time today. And that ties the season record of Sean LaChapelle for 11 touchdowns in one season.
You've heard of triple doubles. This is a triple. 3 touchdowns by Stokes. I mean, it's unbelievable to see the strength he has, the speed. What a combination. I mean, he has every possible talent a wide receiver.
And from the shotgun, Wayne Cook with Milliner next to him. Going for Stokes. Touchdown!
That is a great call by Homer Smith. Take advantage of the wide receiver, Stokes. You can run those fade patterns toward the sideline. You make it look like a fade, and then you run a slant in off the fade route.
That's easy money right there, folks.
It sure is. Right now, J.J. Stokes is starting to the sideline, then he cuts underneath, and this is how he gets so wide open.
That's a new single-season touchdown record. 12 touchdown receptions by J.J. Stokes, breaks the record of 11 set by Sean LaChapelle, and 10 receptions ties his career mark, 10 for 192, and it looks like UCLA wants to go for 2, and Washington's going to take a timeout.
Pretty well. The last time they had the ball, they had a 3rd and 2 when they threw the ball. Here, I think they could have thrown the football or run the football and taken more time off the clock. Now, Darren Schager has to kick into a pretty strong wind, and I think the Huskies are going to have good field position.
4th punt of the day for Schager against the wind from the 5-yard line. So Washington should get good field position. Vino Bryant back, and this is a good kick. Schager got a good boot this time. Oh, goodness. Bryant never put his hand up, and number 12 there for UCLA was all over him. Paul Guidry.
What is he doing?
Never even looked.
I mean, of all people, Paul Guidry is a punt returner. He knows the rules. He knows what you're supposed to do, and he definitely knows you're not supposed to do this before the ball is caught by Vino Bryant, and he realizes it.
That's what you call a serious brain lock right there, John.
Oh, my, and things are becoming undone here for the Bruins.
Darren Schager will punt it away. It's a good one. Joe Douglas, fair catch at the 22. He fields it nicely. And now to stop the clock with 12:26 to play in the first quarter following Schager's 42-yard punt. The Beavers will have it for the second time when ball, and he may be off to the races. Schager handles the high snap and gets it away. That's Joe Douglas, a fair catch. He calls for it and draws it in at the 18-yard line. It's a 39-yard punt. And here comes the Oregon State offense.
And so far, they have not been hurt by it.
Here's Darren Schager to punt it away. Good snap, and he gets it away. Joe Douglas is going to try to return it to 14. Eludes one tackler. He's out across the 20, dives ahead to the 24. A 46-yard punt. A nice 8-yard return by Joe Douglas. And with 6:42 to play in the first half, it's the Bruins of UCLA 7, Oregon State 3. Break on the ball. I think Ephraim might have had it had the ball not been knocked
You
down.
are absolutely right, Phil. Cook was lucky that ball didn't get there because Ephraim was coming. He would have picked it off and gone the other way for 6 points. You'll see the ball is chipped there. It looked like number 87 Abilovich or DeSelli getting in there. 87 Abilovich makes the tip. But 21 Ephraim was there to pick it off had it been a well-thrown ball.
From the snap of Paul Pernicke, Darren Schager will let it sail. Good snap. No pressure at all. He licks it away. Joe Douglas. Fair catch at the 21. The 35-yard punt. Let's take a look now at last week's Coors fan picks reason to knock it away.
Well, Wayne Cook has just been off the mark. Last week he was on the mark. Oregon State has made it easy. They've tipped the blitz every single time, and Cook has just misfired on a couple of occasions.
Schager in punt formation. John Douglas. Correction, Joe Douglas standing at his own 28-yard line. Schager lets it sail. Douglas should have a return. He's got it at the 28. Bruins everywhere. He's not going to get much. 39-yard punt, just a 2-yard return. Let's go down on the sideline and Paul.
Great atmosphere down here.
Lost to California by 2 and a 1-point loss to the Cornhuskers of Nebraska. That's going to be the final play of the game. Homecoming here at Parker Stadium in Corvallis. Oregon State took a lead in the second half. Couldn't hold it. Alex Vincent.
Series. Now both offenses need to go to work. Richard Dice is the man back deep for the Wildcats as you look at Schager. Darren with an average of 36.9. Left footer gets it away. Light pressure on him. This is a very long and good coverage kick, but he'll return it. For the 16, tries to go back to the middle of the field, and the Bruins are right there to nail him at the 19-yard line. 40 yards in the kick and only 4 on the return. So let's take a break. 12 minutes.
Gil Brandt, who picks the players for the East-West game, former Dallas Cowboys, says he reminds him a lot of Randy White, the great player who played for the Cowboys out of Maryland.
Flag at the line of scrimmage. Fair catch is called for and is made at the 15. That's a 39-yard kick. Now let's go back and check the marker at the line of scrimmage. Arizona says it is against UCLA. Mike, with that field position, I'm not so sure. I might not make them kick it again.
Well, they're trying to find somebody to ask.
That's what they're going to do. And I'll tell you, Paul Guidry took a heck of a chance. I know he was waiting to see if there was going to be a fumble, but if you want to take it to
illegal formation on the offense, they had 6 men on the line. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 4th down.
Guidry took a chance. He was waiting for the fumble, but if you take it very literally, he was within 2 yards of the receiver.
Ron, keep your eye on Brandon Sanders, number 18 for Arizona. He's their big playmaker in the kicking game, blocking kicks.
The punt is nullified in its entirety, a 5-yard penalty against the Bruins.
Good pass pressure from the outside. This is an even better kick. Calls for a fair catch, lets it go over his head, and it goes out of bounds inside the 5 at the 2. Let's go down to Adrian Karsten. Adrian.
Well, Ron, there's been a lot of talk about how tough it is to run against this Arizona defense, this Desert Swarm. Well, let's put it in perspective.
Brandon Sanders, number 18. Sanders is a sophomore, just a very outstanding player as a sophomore. Coaches say his intensity, he's the catalyst of the defense.
Schager with the kick. Barely gets it away. It's another beauty. Dice from the 15-yard line. And he'll return it to the 24. 42 yards of the kick and 7 on the return. Well, coming up next Saturday here at ESPN, we'll start ovation for UCLA.
See more and more pressure out of the Arizona defense.
Richard Dice is deep for Arizona.
You see the pressure, gets it away, and again, it is a beauty. Dice signals for the fair catch and makes it back at the 10-yard line. So let's take a timeout. That is a 48-yard kick. We'll be right back.
7 tonight, but again, Ron, the key has been the turnovers and the Arizona quarterback being injured.
Dice on the return from the 35. Let's go down to check in with Adrian Karsten.
Ron, you know, J.J. Stokes has had one heck of a night, record-breaking, as a matter of fact. You know, he and Dan White
at the Rose Bowl, 30-10. UCLA leading in this one with just over 10 minutes to play. And Arizona about to get the football back.
Yeah, I don't like to ever count a team out. When I put that 1 by Arizona on, it bothered me a little bit. Probably bothered some Arizona fans, too, but you never put the bats away till the game's over.
Pressure coming up the middle. And I'll tell you what, he has done a nice job tonight as Dice makes the reception, then runs into his own man after avoiding one tackler. And they'll give him progress to the 36-yard line. That's a 39-yard punt. And let's check in with Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Ron and Coach, remember the night of
They were slight favorites to win this football game, but in the first half of play, they jumped out. It was Stokes who caught the pass 36 yards for the touchdown. And they went on top by a count of 7-0, and from there the momentum shifted and shifted in a big way. Then with the injury to the quarterback, Dan White, and the UCLA defense didn't need a lot of added incentive to begin with. Nice running for this, and look at the UCLA bounce. This is the way it has gone for the Bruins all night. All the way down to the 15-yard line, which makes it a 65-yard punt. And let's check in with Adrian Karsten.
Ron, special congratulations. Big player offensive line for UCLA. Craig Nowitzki, number 7.
On third down, you see Stokes trying to haul it in one hand, and Hunter there to make the defense. Jay
Dumas is the man deep on 4th and 8. Schager, he's done this well all year, pinning him down low and deep. This is not a good punt for Schager. Returnable by Dumas out to the 29-yard line. Not one of Schager's better efforts of the year. And Washington State will set up shop right there, down by 2 touchdowns. There's Dumas, one of the wideouts for.
It's up, sticking the ball on Wynn, and Mike Wynn should come down with that ball.
Quickly, snap to Schager. Hunter wasn't even ready. Now he's going to chase it all the way back to the 10, and he's not going anywhere. Guidry's got him wrapped up there inside the 10-yard line. So the Bruins hustled on the field, and by the time Schager punted the ball, Hunter wasn't even ready for it. Bruins defense in good shape. They lead 14-0.
It picks us nowhere to run, taking a loss, and Washington State's defense is going to make some plays against the run.
Do you like that management?
Absolutely.
Take the timeout with 1.5 minutes left. You still have 2 remaining. Here's the punt. Dumas down at the 44, maybe the 45, and the clock stops now with 1:25, but you lost about 35 seconds there by not calling one after the tackle. Still, though, with 2 timeout time, and they're only down now by 11.
Right, and Schager with the wind to his back this time really needs to get off a good boot.
Very high, very good. Fair catch. Dumas at the 30-yard line. So Schager that time does deliver. But when we come back, the Cougars growling again. 24th.
That is not playing within yourself. That's trying to do something that you cannot do.
Walker now 0 for 4 with an interception. Here's Darren Schager. Boy, look at that average in the Pac-10. 42 yards. McCoy is back. Did it go into the end zone? One official says yes, the other says no. Oh, they're going to spot it at the half-yard line. Andy Colbert brought it down. The Sun Devils will have it, but they'll be 99.5 yards from the end zone.
First down marker, and then McGill comes up to make a tackle and push him back. His progress was never really beyond the marker. He cut it off just a little bit short when he ran that route.
A long yard, 4th down and 1, and here is Schager. His first punt was 45 yards. His longest of the season, 66. Good snap. Clyde McCoy will await it. Line drive. The junior from Ambridge, Pennsylvania, has got it, spins across the 32 and is down at the 33. 1 minute and 3 seconds to play in the first period. Following a 46-yard punt, the Sun Devils will have it.
Just couldn't come up with it, but Phil, that's why he's a defensive back. If he could catch, he'd be playing wide receiver.
Here's Darren Schager to attempt his 3rd punt of the afternoon. From the snap of Paul Herneke, it is perfect. And he gets it away. Clyde McCoy waving his hand, the fair catch at the 32. A 46-yard punt. Next Saturday, the battle for the prime turf, the Harlan Rashada. The roverback came up and knocked him down. And here comes Darren Schager. This will be his 4th punt of the evening. He's a junior out of Rosemead, California. Paul Herneke is the snapper. This is his 30th punt of the year, and it is not particularly good. Rolls out of bounds at the 26-yard line. A 33-yard punt with 13:07 to play in the 3rd. Along with Rod Gilmore and Paul Sunderland, I'm Phil. Intended for Kevin Jordan. Good coverage by Harlan Rashada. Boy, I'll tell you, look at this Sun Devil defense. They've allowed no points now in their last 8 quarters. You got to go back to the first half in a game 3 weeks ago against Washington to find the last time this Sun Devil defense gave up some points. And they have shut out the Bruins now 7 consecutive quarters.
That's right, 20-0 last year and 3-0 here in this ball game.
Schager. Oh, does he sky him? Forget it. It's in the end zone. A 45-yard punt. And on the touchback, Arizona State will have it at their own 20-yard line with 10:13 left here in the 3rd.
You can try something else.
On 4th down and 1, Terry Donahue elects to punt it away. And here comes Darren Schager.
Clyde McCoy deep for the Sun Devils.
His 6th punt of the night. Clyde McCoy is back at the 28. A good one. McCoy, fair catch at the 23-yard line. He's got it. So with 11 minutes and 18 seconds left, we are locked in a good one. It's the Sun Devils 9, UCLA 3. To a look of concern now beginning to register with the clock running. 6:15 to play in the game. Rob Walker.
That direction and was throwing the ball. He had to come back too. He didn't have enough time to run the route any deeper.
9-yard gain on the pass play.
You'll see J.J. Stokes run this right now. He's up around the first down marker. He has to come back. The ball is low. He has to come back to meet the ball. That takes him away from the first down.
So Walker trots out, and on comes Darren Schager. Good snap. Clyde McCoy, fair catch at the 41. He's got it. And with 5:22 left, Arizona State, a ball-controlled offense. Can they keep it the rest of the ball game? We're about to find out.
And Herpin. Cook puts this ball right where he has to, but watch Herpin with the left hand just knocks it down, strips it nicely. Although his right hand was riding him, he can get away with that. That's tremendous defensive play by Herpin.
So the Trojan defense holds near midfield, and Darren Schager is standing on his own 49-yard line for UCLA.
Their motto is ride in, raise hell, ride out. They did it that time.
Nobody back deep for USC. And Schager is going to try and put this one inside the 20. But he misses. A 36-yard boot. And USC will start on its own 20 when we come back.
J.J. thought that he should have waited a little bit longer and thrown it to the inside. Cook released it early and threw it to the outside.
You see the two of them getting together right there. Cook's 16 touchdown passes, 14 of those have gone to J.J. And a nice punt by Darren Schager. Bounces dead at the 6. I think he's a little happy. The Bruins were happy in the 1942 game.
Put all kinds of pressure on Cook. Watch number 90 come out of the right hand of your screen right here. Cook had to release it earlier than he wanted to. Then there was good coverage in the secondary. But I can tell you this, Cook felt every bit of that 270 pounds hitting him.
So far he's held up. Here's Darren Schager with a high punt. Jason Sehorn calling for the fair catch at the 42-yard line. A 38-yard punt, and the Trojans will have good field position when they get the ball when we come back. Field incomplete at the 45 for Ricky Davis, who came out of the backfield.
Momentum of this game obviously had changed. Talking to John Robinson earlier in the week, he said, I don't understand it. We just seem to play better in the second half than we do in the first.
Well, the Bruins knew that coming in, and it's almost like watching two football games. The first half, this crowd was out of the game. It was a UCLA-dominated game, and now, of course, SC is turning the tide, and particularly if they mount a drive here the next time they get the football back after this punt.
Schager. Sehorn. And again, the Trojans will have excellent field position on UCLA's side of the field. Gary, you should remember this from 1960s. 3rd down and 2 now. Cook slips, completes it. Oh, baby, Darren Washington got hit at the 25 by Micah Phillips.
You know, Cook's had a bad knee. Sometimes it pops. I don't know if this was his knee, but he lost his legs underneath of him when he rolled to throw.
He limps off the field there.
Watch when he rolls. Here's the play action. Now watch his legs. They just seem to buckle under him.
Yeah, Wayne Cook has already undergone 2 different knee operations. Darren Schager with a great punt. Back to the 26, Jason Sehorn. Thorough special teams coverage that time by UCLA with 11:25 remaining and a trip to Pasadena on the line. 3 points separate the teams.
Flanagan, the center, couldn't get to him, and it breaks down before it starts. The big old number 90, Holland, was right there. But you see the center tries to get into him and then falls off Holland, and he makes the play.
Darren Schager standing at his own 25-yard line, punting to Jason Sehorn. A low line drive punt. Sehorn calls for the fair catch at the 19-yard line. And the Trojans are 81 yards away from tying this game up with a touchdown. The MetLife Blimp with co-pilot Snoopy is teaming up with ABC to cover today's UCLA-USC game. As part of the Blimp, they do pass. Picked off.
Never gave Goodwin anything to think about. He never pressured the corner to let them even think that he was going to run. Instead, he comes back and drops behind the tackle. He's locked on the receiver right now. The secondary sees it. 3 Bruins around, and Goodwin makes the pick. Amazing to me they didn't come around to at least make him think that the corner was going to be assaulted. Look at him. He's locked on his tight end right now. And Goodwin comes up, reads it, and makes the interception. (27-21). UCLA leading by 6 with 50 seconds to go. And Marvin Goodwin, the junior from Camden, New Jersey, making a big interception right there, Tim. And I got to tell you, that's not the first time. He did it last week against Arizona State. He intercepted a ball in the end zone. He's done it twice so far this year. 6 interceptions for the year, 3 fumble recoveries, one of the leading tacklers, leads in interceptions, big play guy for the Bruin defense.
And Wayne Cook has played a gutsy game today. Just incredible. There's a look at Marvin Goodwin. Just going to kneel down and wait for the clock to run out.
USC's got to take its last timeout. They will. That'll stop it with 41 seconds left, but that's it. They won't be able to stop it again. This one's over.
The USC Trojans haven't been to the Rose Bowl in 4 years. Meanwhile, on the other side of the sidelines, Terry Donahue's team hasn't been to Pasadena in 8 seasons. But they're 41 seconds away from that trip right now.
You know, it's been 11 years since Terry Donahue and John Robinson opposed each other on the sidelines. This one's been special.
The score right here, 27-21. The Bruins lead by 6. I'm Mark Jones along with Tim Brent. The winner of this game goes to Pasadena. All USC needed was a tie. They would have gone. But right now, the Bruins are on the verge of making that trip. Just 41 seconds to play. They came out and took a 17-0 lead before USC rallied in the second half, particularly the third quarter. And Wayne Cook has rebounded from a bruised kidney to come back and play well.
USC had the opportunity down inside the 3. Then on third down, this interception just threw into coverage, and Goodwin made the interception. That ends the ball game for all intent and purposes.
That's what they're playing for, roses. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game are Ricky Davis from UCLA with a career day of 153 yards rushing. And from USC, Rob Johnson, 2 touchdown passes, 1 critical interception, but 306 total yards passing. Chevrolet will donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship achievements and to assist those in financial need. Now stay tuned for the Thrifty Car Rental postgame report featuring scores and highlights from across the country. It's been a long time between drinks of water for UCLA at the Rose Bowl. Wayne Cook, you deserve it. You are resilient. The Bruins win it. The final score 27-21. For Tim Brandt, I'm Mark Jones. We'll see you later.
Concerns the offensive lineman, the center and the guards in there. Who am I going to block? Is he going to blitz? You know, they start talking to each other.
Darren Schager, the punter for the Bruins, averaging 42 yards on the season. Left foots it very high. There's a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage. A fair catch is called by Keith Jackson, and it'll give Wisconsin pretty good field position up around the 26-27 yard line. But let's see what the man from Big 8 country has to say. John Laurie indicates offside against the defense. They may want to punt that again. It is not enough for a first down.
Penalty on the play.
Obviously not enough since it was 4th down and almost 15.
Right.
Offside. Defense.
Repeat 4th down.
I would think they'd want to kick it again because it was not a very good punt, and they do.
One of the strengths of this UCLA team is their kickers. Both their place kicker and their punter were all Pac-10 this year, and their place kicker was All-American, so their kicking game has been outstanding. There's Merton right there, as we mentioned, a freshman All-American kicker.
Wisconsin's going to have to burn a timeout because they didn't have a receiving team on the field. They were not prepared for a re-kick, and they had to call timeout and regroup because they were all screwed up. Scott Nelson, averaging just under 9 yards per punt return. He's had 8 of them on the season. Is back to receive the kick from Darren Schager. He wanted a re-kick after the 5-yard penalty because, one, it moves him up the field a bit, and the first one wasn't all that good. He hangs this one better, but again, it's not that deep, and Nelson is able to come out for the 20 and fair catch it, so it's only a 27-yard punt. Tomorrow night on ABC begins with a new episode of America.
And those who stayed, they're enjoying it.
Cook sacked. It's Shackelford.
He's out of Gary, Indiana. He was unrecruited by everybody, unwanted. He received the last scholarship from the worst team in the Big Ten. Alvarez, his first year in 1990.
Now the Bruins will have to punt it. Schager, Keith Jackson is waiting. They need a big one from Schager. He's had a big season. He gets a big one. Jackson waits at the 28, and he is taken down with some authority by number 39, Andy Colbert, the freshman cornerback. 43-yard punt, -1 on the return.
Stop for UCLA.
His career average better than 41 yards per kick. Here's the first kick for real of 1994. It's a pooch kick trying to hit it in the corner. And he got it, or did he get it?
Yes.
Where did he mark it? 5-yard line. That's what he wanted. That's what he got. They used to call it the coffin corner. Back when Greasy was kicking. So Tennessee down in the ball game by a score of 6 to
open downfield. You've got to stick that man with the ball so he can run with it and not force him to dive at it.
Darren Schager comes in for his second punt. His first one was 33 yards. He pops this one out of there. It's a low line drive. Got a little daylight here for Sean Summers. But penalty flags fly as the Bruins get down in a hurry. and takes Summers down. So let's see about the penalty call as Jim Springer, the referee, runs down the field. The story on one to help take him down. And the kicking team will come in now for the Bruins at 4 minutes and 30 seconds to play in the third quarter, leading 15-0. And Tennessee searching for a quarterback. We'll see who they send this time, and it does not appear that it's going to be Peyton Manning. Stewart, I don't know. We expected him to come the last time.
Tennessee may need a spark from their kick return game. It was very good last year.
Pretty good kick by Schager, low line drive type. Here's they're trying to return it. Sean Summers, but he can't generate much of a return out of it. It's a 47-yard punt. Tennessee will have the football at about their 27-yard line. I asked.
He is one of the top safeties in the SEC.
I'm going to make a donation to the University of Tennessee to see if we can get their jersey numbers trimmed so that we can see what the numbers are. This is number 23, Sean Summers. Very difficult numbers to see.
I'll donate to that cause.
And Summers is taken down, but the Volunteers have very good field position out on their own 43-yard line. Now watch, he'll let it go, and he's looking to a short man inside, and never got there.
Knocked it right back at him, and Cook caught it.
Yeah, but that's...
you don't want to catch those balls when they come back at you.
No. Your body will get abused.
Yes.
Cook, however, will get a reception.
Yes.
In the record book.
Yes, he will.
But the point was he was not looking deep because nobody had cleared for him.
Tennessee's going to get a chance to get this ball back with over 3 minutes to play.
Schager's in to punt. Sean Summers should be the deep man for Tennessee, and he
Sean
is.
Summers deep for Tennessee. Darren
Summers
Schager
led the SEC, the Southeastern Conference, in punt returns last year.
Oklahoma a field goal to go back into the lead by a point. So that's kind of exciting stuff too, isn't it? 18-16, a 2-point lead for UCLA and a comeback by Tennessee, and the Volunteers are about to get the ball.
I think you try to return it. I don't think you try to block it. They're going for the return.
That's a good punt. It's over the head. Oh, what a kick. Kick. It's out of bounds on the 1-yard line. Ooh, Tommy Prothrow would have loved it. So would Bob Newman.
One of the strengths of this UCLA team was that both of their kickers, Merton and Schager, the punter, were all Pac-10 players last year. Watch where this ball hits, right at the inside the 1-yard line and bounces out of bounds. And the official is right there on it.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, he earned
wait a minute.
He earned his keep, didn't he?
Yeah, he sure did.
Darren Schager. All right, Tennessee out of its end zone.
And UCLA 3 and out. Troy Williams, the safety, on the coverage.
Yeah, interesting. Cook just delivering the ball on time, getting the ball to Avery Anderson, and just unable to come down with it. Good read by Wayne Cook, getting the ball out to him.
Erwin Wilburn is back to receive the Darren Schager boot. Schager had one of the all-time great kicks in a clutch situation last week. Wilburn at the 33. Flag is down at the 40. It was a 45-yard kick, a 7-yard return. Javelin Guidry, Paul Guidry's younger brother, makes the stop on special teams for UCLA, but we will check the flag. 9.5 to play here, and will fail to put points up here on this drive. 1 second remaining in the first quarter. Schager will be asked to coffin corner it again like he did last week. Troy Williams back at his own 10. Schager, who was a Pac-10 player of the week, aiming for the corner. Boy, he got a bad bounce there, didn't he? That one was destined right in the same spot where he drilled one out of bounds last week in a key moment against Tennessee. That's the end of the quarter. We'll start the second for you when we come back to the Rose Bowl. First down, out of bounds at the 27-yard line, and SMU has held again. Hunting time for Darren Schager. with SMU leading 3-0. Jackson Moore on the coverage on Sharman Shaw. One thing you will see more of this year, and I think it's evident so far, not only last week but this week, UCLA will throw more to their backs. Irwin Wilburn. Hollywood is back there at the 35. Schager to punt. At 10:17 remaining in the quarter. Schager drives it back to the 25. Wilburn to the near side. Racked down at the 32. 48-yard move by Schager, 7 yards, credited to Wilburn on the return. Ted Nowocki brought him down for the Bruins. So far, SMU with the lead. Back in a moment. By the DBs that time, as Cook had plenty of time rolling to his left. But then Bordano and Swan put the squeeze on him. The Bruins will have to punt it away. With 11-12, clock running, third quarter, UCLA up by a touchdown. Schager's fourth punt coming up. Troy Williams standing back at his own 10. Bruins Schager pretty good at pinning one into the corner. Let's see if he can do it right here. That time not even close as that one sails into the end zone. Going to take a break, be right back to the Rose Bowl. Terry Donahue dismayed.
Really run out of those linebacker positions. Kareem Moss and Reggie Ball will go deep for Nebraska, and Darren Schager will step up to punt. Schager had a terrific game punting against Tennessee. He's averaging right at 43 yards per punt. Long having been 53, and that was memorable because he knocked it out on the 1-yard line. Almost blocked. Tipped the ball, they can knock him down, no foul. Ball bounces downfield and is returned a little bit, and once again, Nebraska gets very, very good field position at the 40-yard line.
It was Brandon Miles, yeah.
Baron Miles came flashing in, number 14, and got a piece of the ball. You see the official back there indicate that he tipped it. And if he hits it, then he can go ahead and hit the kicker, and that's what he did. A 39-yard punt and a 2-yard return. It's called West Covina, California home.
You just go back and take a look at that almost blocked punt for Nebraska. The second man from the bottom of your screen, that's Baron Miles, number 14. Now watch as he starts upfield and then ducks inside of the UCLA blocker. And he just barely got a piece of it. There's Miles. He's blocked 3 kicks in his career at Nebraska.
As long as you get a piece of the ball, you can run into the kicker. And the official instantly indicated he had gotten a piece of it. Here's the question or not. And so it is 3rd down and 6. And they will throw it. No, they won't. Wayne Cook was sacked 6 times last year by Nebraska in the game at the Rose Bowl, and that's the first time they get to him today.
Well, number 86, Harris, is going to be working against the redshirt freshman Overhauser right there, who is replacing Paul Kennedy, who was hurt in the game last week. Overhauser gets beat, and Harris gets the sack.
Moss drops back, and Schager's in to punt. 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Left puts it out of there. It's a good punter. Hangs it up in the breeze. Taken at the 11 and down at the 11. That's good coverage. Got to blow the whistles. The kids won't stop playing if you don't blow the whistle. These two teams had one of the most unusual things I've ever seen. Last time they played out in the Rose Bowl, it was, what, about 5 years ago.
Pounds less. He's going against a 100 pounds a guy that weighs 100 more pounds and a half a foot taller, but he's got a lot more speed.
Well, that ought to be a penalty. It'll be he ran right into the punter Schager. He did not touch the ball. That's going to be a UCLA first down when they come back. There are penalty flags all over the field.
Everybody's getting rid of their hanky.
Yeah. But the original foul was running into the kicker. As Christian Peter came flying through there, he did not touch the ball. And You got to come back to the original foul up here on the punt.
The problem with this is with the first flag on the kicker, UCLA gets a first down.
Right.
But if UCLA fouled down here, then it's going to offset that.
Okay, so if they decline pushing over here, 15-yard penalty.
You better turn off your referee there, Steve Usek, because they're having their discussion and trying to define the penalty.
They're trying. Here's the first one. This is he calls this roughing, so this is an automatic first down for UCLA. There is running into the kicker, which is only a 5-yard penalty, and roughing is an automatic first down, and he called it roughing. So anyway, both penalties were against Nebraska, so UCLA should retain the possession of the ball.
First down, UCLA.
Right side, Shaw 33, and the offensive tackle, they're both looking back at him. A mix-up in the blocking assignments because of the alignment that Nebraska was using.
Schager's punt. Low line drive spinner. Tail dragger's been going down the field, and he winds up with a pretty good kick out of this. As it rolls inside the 30 all the way down to the 28-yard line of Nebraska. So that turns out to be a 49-yard punt. With 6:18 to play in the third quarter, and the Huskers leading by 14. And Darren Schager comes on the punt. That's Kareem Moss. Found his way to Lincoln, Nebraska from Spartanburg, South Carolina. Low kick. Break one tackle, you might have some room. Gets it back to the 46-yard line.
Patterson. He's the 6'1" senior. They call him the weekend, but there is nothing weak about him.
Oh, no. Dwayne Patterson is a serious football player. He's the real deal. Out of McClymonds High School in Oakland, California. High school that's produced some great athletes. Frank Robinson, Bill Russell, Leda Pimpson.
Jay Dumas, speed for the Cougars.
Here's Darren Schager, UCLA's senior. First team all-conference a year ago as he gets set to punt it away for the Bruins. Their first punt of the afternoon. Jay Dumas standing back at the 10. Good snap. And Schager got it away. Dumas should have a return. He's got it at the 11. Brings it out to the 14. A 40-yard punt off the foot of Darren Schager. It stops the clock with 8:06 to play. And the first period, we're scoreless at the Rose Bowl.
Now is really more of a liability than anything.
Darren Schager, his first punt today, 40 yards. Jay Dumas back at his 33. Well, the Cougars came hard at Schager's first punt, but he got it away. Spiral, Dumas at the 25. Not going anywhere. Grabbed at the ankle by Glenn Tompkins. The clock stopped with 3:50 to play in the first quarter. Best of Darren Washington. Great penetration by Dwayne Sanders that forced Cook to unload it a split second before he might have won it.
Patterson has done that to a number of quarterbacks, and I think Cook is getting to know him very well, more than he wants to. And right now, if you're UCLA on their sideline, you're a little bit nervous because that Washington State defense is starting to kick into high gear.
Darren Schager will punt it away again. Look at that average thus far today, 46 yards. Well, he had a beautiful 53-yarder versus Tennessee earlier this year. That was pushed out of bounds at the 1-yard line. He's looking for the coffin corner again. This time it's going to be down at the 2-yard line. A 40-yard punt, and Schager has again pinned an opponent deep. 44 seconds to play here in the first quarter. UCLA trailing Washington State 6-0. Well, if you like this one so far, stay with us next weekend. The Pac-10 Game of the Week will come to you from...
Come up. Chest outside.
Darren Schager to punt it away. Torrey Hunter standing back at the 10-yard line. Again, almost almost blocked. Punter is going to let it go, and again Schager has pinned the Cougars deep at the 6-yard line. Don't go away. We're coming back to Pasadena in a moment. 12:30 Eastern on most prime affiliates. Florida and Ole Miss. Can anybody hold Florida to under 70 points?
Let's see. Cowboys?
I think there were 65 Division I basketball teams that did not average 70 points.
I think the Dallas Cowboys will give them a pretty good game.
Darren Schager, look at that per average today. Over 43 yards. Jay Dumas standing back at the 28. Cougars look like they're going to rush everybody. They've got 10 men on the defensive front, and here they come. It's blocked. Henderson. And it'll be covered at the 1-yard line, where the Cougars will take the football. Terrell Henderson came so close to Schager's second punt today. Missed it by an eyelash. Didn't miss it this time.
Well, you've been calling it all day long. They've been getting close. They got it that time. And Mike Price told us yesterday that his players come off the field and they talk to him. They tell him when they can do something. And you can be certain that they went back and said, we can make this play. Henderson said, I can get there. Watch him make this great block. Gets his hands out there all over the ball. UCLA is in tremendous trouble right now. And Washington State is on the verge of going up by 13 or 14 points, Phil.
Sparks and Hicks are the setbacks from the 1-yard line. It's Hicks. And he will high step it in.
Number 4 is being double covered, and UCLA doesn't have any other options right now. Washington State defensively is so quick and so good in the secondary, they can cover UCLA's other receivers.
Now the disappointed Wayne Cook trots to the far sideline. Darren Schager is back on to punt it away. His last punt was blocked and down at the 1-yard line. Jay Dumas back at the 12-yard line for Washington State. I think the Cougars had too many men on the field. There's no flags down. Dumas is calling for the fair catch at the 14. A lot of miscommunication with Washington State's punt return team. But none of the officials saw it. 42-yard punt. And from the 14-yard line, make it the 15. That's where the Cougar offense will begin.
And that is because the 5 problem he has tightened up. You know, you would expect him to play early in the ball game when he's loose and warm, but after sitting through halftime, it may be too difficult for J.J. Stokes to play. Plus, he was not all that effective, Phil.
Used pretty much as a decoy throughout the first half. Darren Schager is on to punt it away. Torrey Hunter standing back at the 10-yard line for Washington State. Look at the Washington State line there. 10 guys coming, and here they come. He gets it away. Good punt. Hunter's going to let it go. And it dies again inside the 10. Third time today that Darren Schager has had a punt die inside the 10.
Just how good and how much.
If he hadn't stepped out of bounds, it could have gone a little bit further.
Second down, about a foot to go as the ball is just outside the 5.
Really long. Jay Dumas, a fair catch called for at the 42-yard line, and that's where Washington State will bring the offense on with 4:26 remaining in the third quarter. A 33-yard punt.
Well, that man Terry Donahue doesn't get a lot of credit. Back up in Northern California. You'll see 86 on the left of the screen. He's going to whip his man. He fakes him to the outside, gets inside. He is so quick. He reminds me of Dex.
4th down and 12. The ball at the 9-yard line for UCLA, and Darren Schager is going to punt it away. For the 8th time in the afternoon, it's Jay Dumas standing at the midfield stripe. At the 48, fumbles the football. I believe the Bruins have got it. And they're going to unpile them. Bruins say they've got it.
Well, the Cougars are walking away like the Bruins indeed have it.
Now you've got 5 officials all over the football. The Cougars still say they've got it. Nope, the Bruins say they've got it. Give it to UCLA. Ted Nowacki recovered it. First turnover by Washington State today.
Well, Dumas just loses the ball here. He has 36 Milner bearing down on him, and he just drops the ball. And then you see it's a loose ball in there. When you're at the bottom of one of those piles, there's no telling what would happen.
Boy, rarely do you see Jay Dumas muff a punt. But Milwaukee recovers it for UCLA, and Wayne Cook is coming back on. 21-0 Cougars over UCLA.
That's not real good.
Yeah, UCLA was 3 out of 17 on last week, and Washington State was 4 out of 17. Combined, 7 out of 34. Some ball game last week, huh? Snoozer, 25-yard punt, no return. Combined, 7 out of 30.
Warm
with the pressure.
And watch, Wayne Cook takes a pretty good shot right there just as he released it. And again, the ball just misfiring a little bit there.
I'll tell you what, Wayne has stood in there the last couple of years after going down with that knee injury 2 years ago. Here's Darren Schager. He had one blocked, of course, last week. It was a big play, and the Bruins cannot. Oh, they were in perfect position to get it inside the 5, and they couldn't get it done. 37 yards on the punt.
Glenn Tompkins, the true freshman, number 20, right there, almost there to make the play, but you know, it's funny, the left-footed kicker, the ball lands and really kind of kicks away from Tompkins.
Washington has the ball again. They're up 17-3. Under pressure. Cook is going long. Jordan, no. Incomplete. Boy, 3rd and 5, and they went for a bundle.
I know his read isn't going to take him there first off because Bob Toledo knows that percentages are working against you anytime you're throwing a deep ball, and you see Wayne come back to it late. I'm sure he just felt Kevin Jordan had a chance, and he does.
He really did.
The ball is just off his fingertips. Wayne knows, though, you gotta get that first down.
Schager will punt. At the 25-yard line, flag is down. 41-yard punt for Schager. Good effort there by Javelin Guidry, of course, Paul's younger brother. And we'll check the flag.
Hicks was in phenomenal shape, running track, and of course he hurt it in the long jump competition. And as you said, he hurt himself when he hit the board, the takeoff board. Really, it was a shock, I know, to the football program. And Terry Donahue didn't want to receive that phone call in the offseason. Bruins right now will punt the ball away on 4th down.
Coleman is deep. Coleman deep. Schager. This is Freddie Coleman at the 35. He sees a couple of nice blocks, but then he gets piled on at the 42-yard line. 43-yard kick for Schager. Once again, we want to thank everybody who's helped us out here. The crew.
Greg Webb, one of the first players in there to get him, and guess who else at the bottom of the pile? Gerard Willard.
Well, Artie Gigantino, the defensive coordinator for Cal, told us yesterday one of the keys was to stop the isolation play, and this is it on 3rd and 2. Hand to the tailback, lead with the fullback, and great penetration by the defensive line. That tied up the bodies, allowed Willard to make the tackle.
And the punt by Schager, and the catch made by Niall Benjamin at the 17-yard line. Timeout on the field, 9:38 to go, first quarter.
And you want to just get a little bit of yardage, give your punter a chance to kick the football, and hopefully get good coverage down the field.
Schager back at the 15. Niall Benjamin to return it for California. Fair catch being called at the 35-yard line, and a penalty marker is thrown at the 35. Really stretched those arms out and pulled that thing in. That's what a 37-inch sleeve will do for you right there, folks.
Take a look at this again now. They called the strong safety blitz, and it's going to come right from the bottom of your screen. There's Spears. Now they pull a lineman out, Sauter, to pick him up, but he's late getting there. Spears runs right by him, and I'll tell you what, that's Chad Sauter knowing, hey, my man caused the fumble. Yeah. I better do something here at the end of the play. He's the one who prevents the touchdown.
Wow, I'll tell you what. Sauter knew that he had better get that football. You know, they came from both sides. Upshaw was coming from the other side pretty hard, and the safety and the 2 points makes it 12-7. California leads as Schager will punt it, and Niall Benjamin will take it from the 21. And Benjamin gets it out to the 39-yard line.
Again, it's the acceleration, the speed of Jarrett Willard. He comes on a little bit of a delay blitz. Wayne Cook doesn't think he's coming, but before he has a chance to make a difference in the play, Willard is on top of him.
And the punt downfield by Schager. Can they stop it? Yeah. No, they never got it. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great play down there by number 3 for UCLA, Javelin Guidry, as he got his hand on the ball to knock it back, and it looked like one of the other players was going to fall on it.
Yeah, Guidry did his part. I mean, he was the first guy down and was able to knock the ball back out. Watch as Benjamin's going to let the ball go. Takes a favorable bounce for UCLA. The first bounce is up in the air. Now watch Guidry. He's not in the end zone. He does his job. Knocks it out. And right there, 97.
Philip Ward
could not come up with the football,
come up with it.
And it rolls into the end zone. That could have been a big play for the UCLA.
Good call by the official there. So the Golden Bears of Cal will take it 1st and 10 from to run the football against it. 1 out of every 3 rushing attempts, Todd, by their opponents either results in a loss of yardage or no gain.
That's a high percentage. When you can play that tough along the line of scrimmage, you're playing great run defense.
Schager out of his end zone to punt it to Niall Benjamin, standing back at the 43-yard line. Good punt there. Benjamin, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Gets it across the 45, and we'll send it from Berkeley to New York and John Saunders. Coming with the blitz. Sometimes they're up on the line, then drop it back, and that time Willard delayed and came.
Well, and the ability that he has to run allows him to do a delayed blitz. Watch. Just kind of easy, then finds a crease and explodes through it. And you see the back right there, Sharman Shaw, number 33. That's who's got to make the block. But he just kind of delays it. He makes Shaw kind of get lost in the traffic, and then he runs right by him to the quarterback.
Schager at the 12-yard line to punt it. Niall Benjamin. Wobbly kick, and Benjamin takes it at the 35, and he is hit immediately down there, number 3 again, Javelin Guidry. So with 2:34 to go, third quarter, we'll take a look. Leads UCLA 26-7, and the Bruins will have to punt yet one more time. Schager will send the punt downfield. Jihad Akbar, or excuse me, Kevin Devine receives the punt and is dropped at the 18. 51 yards on that punt.
Incomplete. It'll be 4th down, and Schager will be on to punt for UCLA. Buster Elahi on the coverage.
Well, we've seen it week in and week out the last couple weeks. Just again, a break in execution right there, and Cook and Jordan not on the same page.
Schager having an outstanding season, 2nd in the Pac-10. Mark Williams is the lone receiver back at the 20-yard line. Schager, the left footer. Not a good one. Could be returned from the 19. And UCLA covers it well. 39-yard punt. He lost one on the return. Going to take a break. When we come back, the Beavers have the football for the first time tonight. See you in a minute. No score.
He's headhunting, and Wayne Cook could feel him right on his heels, and therefore ducks to the ground.
4th down and forever in 18. Mark Williams back.
Mark Williams deep for Oregon State.
Good punt by Schager. Drives him all the way back to the 15-yard line. Williams wants to go the other way. Nobody there, and he's down at the 19-yard line. 45-yard boot, 4-yard return, and Javelin Guidry, Paul's younger brother, makes the stop. No score, under a minute to play in the first. First down, then it was popped loose, and it's going to be a 4th down.
Yep, he had it and had enough for the first, as you said, Bill, and just again, you know, it's the little things. It's like the bad news bears. They shot themselves in the foot one more time.
Buster Elahy made a great play to knock the ball loose, and McElroy loses first down yardage. Tough break for UCLA. Good play for Oregon State. Schager now once again Mark Williams. Great boot. Williams going to let it go, hoping it goes in the end zone. Let's see if the Bruins can cover it this time. They botched it a couple of weeks ago. But right now, UCLA makes the play at the 6. A 52-yard punt from the teen idol, Darren Schager. 52-yard punt by Darren Schager. That part of the game, Terry doesn't have to worry about. Oregon State will have it. 6:54 remaining in a scoreless first half.
You talked about that Oregon State offense being one of the best in the nation. Center right there, right in the middle of it, because number 38 came barreling through Nathan McAtee, 6'4", 223, redshirt freshman.
William Ephraim is now back to return this punt. Schager, he's real good at doing the coffin corner thing. He's aiming for it right now. And great coverage again by UCLA at the 1-yard line. Shane Jasper hustling down for UCLA. 39-yard punt. More importantly, no return, and it's deep inside the 5 down at the 1.
Well, the defense likes that. Keep them bottled up in that end zone, and you really expect, you're going to expect something from the fullback, probably a fullback dive coming out for Oregon State.
We want to hear from you on our fan facts, brought to you by Indy. But Cook will go to the bench.
Boy, the Bruins again, Bill, getting on the plus side
and then stopping
of the 50 and just reeling backwards.
Mark Williams. The turning point in this game may be that holding penalty when Sharmon Shaw went in for the touchdown. Schager doing his job again. Sensational stuff. They're going to get it down at the 10-yard line. We're going to take a quick break. 39 yards for Schager, but he pins him inside the 20. It'll be at the 10. Cook doing a little thinking. His team's down by 10.
Senior, and you see what he did last week against WSU.
Darren Schager, who's just been ripping it up punting-wise for UCLA. Bruins is the best punting team in the conference. Richard Dice will be standing back inside his own 30. You see just short. There's Schager. Been absolutely sensational. Second in the Pac-10, 42-3, but he pins teams inside the 20. He's a marksman, and he can do it with distance.
And you may want to say that actually their punting team, net punting, coverage-wise, is #1 in the conference.
Best actual punting team and coverage. Put all the package together, and they're the best, are the Bruins. As Schager, the left footer, will deliver. Bruins down 7-0. This is low, but Guy has distance, and Dice fair catch. He only had one guy in front of him, Colbert, but that was enough to signal for a fair catch. He says, what was I thinking? They'll have it at the 22 when we come back. Arizona up 7-0. Going away from J.J. Stokes and keeping it on the ground, but it will be 4th down. Charlie Camp once again with the stop.
Yeah, Shaw does the best he can. Christensen out in front. Washington, Brandon Sanders, their all-league safety, misses.
Quickly, the punt is away. Dice is going to let it hop right to him, and he's down right at the 40-yard line. So Schager hasn't delivered 2 big punts yet. There's a flag down back at the 16-yard line. And we'll have to check the flag first.
Over conversing with him.
Almost blocked. Schager, great kick. Look at this. Inside the 5, all the way down to the 2.5. Darren Schager does it again. You want to talk about special athletes? He certainly is from that punting position. Back with more after this. 14-7 Arizona. Now what's brewing on the sports scene in Westwood with the UCLA Sports Magazine. You can join host Chris Marlowe for a review of the week. Look at what's coming up, plus interviews, profiles of athletes and coaches. That's the UCLA Sports Magazine, Wednesday nights at 11 o'clock. Make note of it on Prime Ticket. They profiled Darren Schager, the punter, last week on the Sports Magazine. 17 punts inside the 20, just 4 touchbacks. And we want to point out one other player who's performing exceptionally well on special teams after this play. It's 14-7 Arizona.
Catch and a fumble.
Appears to be. And Terry Donahue, hot. 4th down. Bruins down by a touchdown nearing the end of the first half. Schager lofts one up. Look at this kick coverage. Look at this. What a great play by you-know-who. We talked about him, Glenn Tompkins. This is a missile.
Yeah.
Seeking the
that's
the
a
receiver.
That's a big-time play by number 20, Glenn Tompkins. And he knows exactly where the ball is, times it out accordingly. That's the kind of play you need.
And he continues his sensational play on special teams. Let's point it out again. Glenn Tompkins, there he is, number 20.
In defensive coverage.
Dice at his 10. Schager, let's see if he can pin him inside the 20 again. He's been magic this year. For the corner, he's going to be magic again. Glenn Tompkins at the 3-yard line. You know, you just can't say enough about number 28. He's a weapon. It'll be 1st and 10 for Arizona inside the 5 when we come back. Called upon to die a long distance. Bad snap. Just gets it away. Did a good job just getting it away. They stay clear. They'll take a Bruin bounce down to about the 36.5. Teddy Bruschi is every. Chuck Osborne, there's Big Chuck. Standing ovation. They love their cat. She might have pulled something there. Wayne Cook.
Yeah, Bruschi just putting the heat on, and then Chuck Osborne right there just with a lot of pressure.
Schager drives it back to the 36. Almost outkicked the coverage. Brought back to the 48-yard line. Gonna take a break. Be right back. Bruins are in trouble. They're down.
In the season, it was going to be a great matchup, and it still may be. A lot of offense, maybe a lot of points.
You're in for a treat. You're going to see 2 of the best players in the country. Of course, J.J. Stokes for UCLA. And for Stanford, their quarterback, he's a record setter. His name is Steve Stenstrom.
Well, Steve Stenstrom putting up tremendous numbers throughout the conference and the NCAA. And you look at it, I mean, 300 yards passing in 14 of his last 17.
And he's playing in what may be the most sophisticated offense in the country.
Well, the Bill Walsh offense are going to do things very similar to that 49er team in San Francisco.
For UCLA, on the other side of the ball, a difference maker, number 23, Donnie Edwards. What a season he is having.
Donnie Edwards, one of the impact players, not only for UCLA, but the Pac-10, and, of course, 16 stops a week ago against the Wildcats of Arizona.
You know, when your offense doesn't play well, you're going to see a lot of the punter, and another UCLA Bruin having an All-America season is punter Darren Schager.
Darren Schager, if you got to give it away on 4th down, Bill, give it to number 28 because he can deliver.
And he can deliver long, but also he can put it right on a spot if you want him to.
That's right. If you're going to put it on a spot, why not put it out at the 1-foot line like he did right there against the opener in Tennessee?
Also give credit to his cover guys, especially Glenn Tompkins.
Glenn Tompkins doing a great job on punt coverage, kickoff coverage, and a true freshman.
Talk to me. High-scoring affair?
I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be folks, but it looks like he timed it to where he got there about the same time the ball did.
Bookman and Granardo, Ozzie Granardo, are back. There's a great talk on show. Watch him bounce the other way. Bookman's going to take it at the 2. He's down at the 1. Well, most of the time when a punt is driven inside the 5, you don't break it. You let it bounce and see if it'll go into the end zone. I think that's a mistake by Bookman, but a great play by that guy right there, number 10, Andy Colbert, and Stanford's down at the 1.
Actually, what coaches tell you, if it's inside the 10, let it go. Don't field it, but Bookman, 4.3 speed, as you mentioned, in 100 meters, bad decision, trips, and then Colbert just drills him, and he's about on the 1-yard line.
52 yards again by Schager. His magic continues. And Bookman says, oops, I shouldn't have done that.
That's a true freshman mistake right there.
Maybe he's been mesmerized by those films of Schager's punts just stopping inside the 5. He figured he might as well grab it. We got a penalty. Another one of the youngsters.
Yeah, and you just see Stanford, credit Stanford this time with a coverage sack because Wayne Cook looking, And all of a sudden, Haskett's right there to put the hammer on it, but and it came from Wayne Cook's backside, which makes it that much more difficult.
Granardo and Bookman again. We saw the trials of Bookman last time. This time a low punt by Schager, but didn't work out for him. Good play by Granardo, picking it up, smart play, and he's up to the 43-yard line. Bruins almost gave up a little bit on that punt, thinking that they were going to let it roll. A 43-yard punt and a 25-yard return. Ryan Wilmer made the stop. Did you get that impression, too, that the Bruins probably thought they were going to let it roll?
Yeah, very much so. Somebody had a nice block, and as you said, I think Granardo made a good decision by just electing to pick up the ball. It's never good.
And of course, when your center goes out, that brings all the complications of the timing with the quarterback, and then which could prove to be a problem later on in the game if Flanagan cannot continue. Schager done his job again. Bookman is back, standing at the 19. So UCLA getting the ball to start the second half does not pay off. Stanford's defense holds with huge help of that penalty to Darren Washington. Schager drives it right at the 20-yard line. Pretty good coverage, but a missed tackle, and Bookman will get about 5 yards out of it, 10 yards rather. 49-yard punt, 10-yard return. And Donnie Edwards has been pretty quiet defensively, but right there he makes a play on special teams. Stenstrom with the ball when we come back. UCLA, even if it's good, will get one last gasp at it with very little time left and a single timeout remaining. Now, you don't spend the timeout here to ice them, you save it. Right. That would be a mistake. Right. Abrams is 3 for 3 today, but as you mentioned, they've all been chippies, and none of them have been struck well. This would be his longest of the day, although it's only 32 yards. This is to give Stanford the lead late. It is no good. No good. UCLA still leads. Losing streak since 1943 is about to come to an end. Abrams missed it.
And I tell you what, watch the bench. The UCLA bench just explodes, and it's led by their leader, Coach Terry Duffy. He's like a little fired up.
Isn't it amazing? They've lost 6 in a row. They're 0-5, and it's just like they're going to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, the ball just never came in for Abrams. It stayed outside, and he knew it when he hit it.
It almost snuck over the top. Almost.
A little bit disillusioned.
What an empty.
There's Clyde McCoy, waits back deep, and Schager turns it over as McCoy backpedaling all the way to his 9-yard line. Slowed down across the 15 and spun down near the 20-yard line. We'll take a timeout as Arizona State gets it for the 3rd time this evening, trailing by 7.
52 yards. I wonder whether or not Ogden was supposed to chip. Apparently, from the motions of Wayne Cook, he thought he'd be protected. Or you got to sprint out more aggressively and get rid of the football quick.
Fortunately for UCLA, Skip Hicks came up with a fumble recovery. Now Schager, second best in the Pac-10 in punting, getting ready to deliver to Clyde McCoy. He waits back the Devils 23. Low line drive, keeping it away from McCoy. And it's going to roll inside the 10 and be down there. What an alert play. Schager, that's why many consider him future pro prospect, a senior from Rosemead, California.
There'll be some hitting in that, too.
What a punt by Schager before he broke away. 56 yards, keeping it away from McCoy. And it's back inside the 2 as Plummer's going to throw from the end zone. And he is going deep. Is Teddy Lawrence going to take it? Yes, the interception for Lawrence as they wanted Poole. Like a punt almost. And UCLA is going to have it on the pick. Only the second of the last 4 games of Plummer at the 49 to mine.
To duck down low.
Yep.
That was one of those 4 calls because he was about to get his head taken off.
So 3 and out for UCLA, and that is the first time they've gone 3 and out all night long.
O'Ryan again with the play fake. He's looking down. He's got a rip. Well, they greet him to the game. The guy's been on the sidelines all day. Little Sun Devil welcoming party.
Darren Schager, we haven't seen the second best punter in the Pac-10. It's only his 3rd punt of the night. John Stonehouse, USC, with a slight edge over Schager coming into the weekend's activities. Schager line drives it. Gets a good roll. He had a 56-yarder just like this earlier. That's good for 53 yards. So Arizona State gets it back when we come back for the start of the 4th quarter of play in Tempe.
Defense just swarms to the ball, and Kyle leading the way.
Clyde McCoy will be back, and Darren Schager, one of the best in the country. UCLA leading in net punting. Schager talking to him before the game. He wants to play on Sunday next year so bad. He would love to be able to get it to the next level. Here's McCoy, takes it back at the 10-yard line. Has some room up the middle, but down he goes at the 18. UCLA once again good coverage. 51-yard punt, 8-yard return. Going to take a break. Please hang with us when we come back. State with the football down on the move.
Well, he's pulling about half the field out of his face mask, but right there, as you said, number 5 just trailing him the entire way and then tomahawking the ball. And you see about half the field there in Wayne's helmet.
That's a nice divot. Cook is tough. No doubt about that. 4th down, Clyde McCoy back at the 22. Darren Schager will deliver. He's so good at placement and distance. Look at this. Inside the 10, inside the 5, inside the 2. Talk about placement. He's the best. Darren Schager, awesome. UCLA going to take a break. Be back with more. Arizona State has a lot of field to negotiate, down 14-7 here in the 2nd. Darren Schager on the sidelines. We're going to take a look at that punt again, and I want you to talk about his chances of possibly turning, well, being a pro next year. He's a senior this year.
He could drive the ball real well. I tell you what, you're absolutely correct in saying he's one of the best kickers in terms of directional. I don't know how well he could drive the ball, say, at the next level, because those NFL punters can deliver some real hang time. And I know Schager works awfully hard. You see those numbers right there inside the 20 and inside the 10. And I tell you, that becomes a powerful weapon for any team.
As good a placement punter on any level, really, that we've ever seen. And you're right, the strength might develop with maturity, and he certainly wants to play in the pro game. And being a left-footed kicker doesn't hurt you either. That spin's coming a different way, and the pro coaches like that.
You bet. Being a left-footed kicker, it just throws just one more angle you throw at a punt returner. And I tell you what, they're good enough in the NFL. You want to take a little advantage anytime you can get one.
We wish him the best. That's in the future, though. A couple of more games to play. Plummer out of his own end zone, going long, looking. This is going to be picked. Intercepted easily at the 42-yard line by Teddy Lawrence. Neither team, the one team has to wear their road uniforms. We liked it when the stadiums were split 50-50, no matter where they were. And when
makes contact with him right here. But see, Herpin's not looking at Stokes. He's looking at the ball, so there should be no flag. That's a good no call.
Yeah, Stokes actually ran up Herpin's back that time. Here's Darren Schager. This guy can punt.
I think J.J. got a little bit shaken up on that, too.
He has had an injury-plagued season. Suffered that deep thigh contusion. Started only 3 games. Schager handles the low snap and gets off a low line drive punt. It's returnable. Kenny Grace. Grace brought down at the 33-yard line. A 38-yard punt and 9 yards on the return. So the men of Troy still. Once again, folks, Oregon State leads Oregon up in Corvallis. They've just recently taken the lead.
Yeah, we tell you, Oregon State always plays well against Oregon. That bone is hard to defend against.
Darren Schager into punt. He's standing on his own 22-yard line. And Ken Grace is on his own 23. Grace lets it bounce to the 28. And boy, does it take a very auspicious Bruin bounce.
One of the 4 don'ts of the kicking game. Don't be all sides. Don't rough the kicker. Don't let the ball hit the ground and don't clip. You've got to make that catch, even if it's a fair catch. He lost 20 yards by letting it hit the ball, hit the ground, and roll.
So let's look back.
You have to feel happy for him.
An outstanding job this afternoon by Coach Terry Donahue and his crew. And don't forget, coming up, the Thrifty Car Rental post-game report. Scores and highlights. We'll show you some action from Corvallis, Oregon. How, why, and when the Ducks wrapped up their Rose Bowl berth. They said that football passed Terry Donahue by? I don't think so. If you consider the injuries that they suffered this year, and you take into account some of their youth, you know, they could easily be a 7-3 team as opposed to 4-6 coming into this game. They'll improve to 5-6 with a victory today.
We had an awfully nice visit with him. John Robinson, of course, last week we spent a lot of time with him. 2 quality guys. But the story here today, UCLA, they lost 6 in a row. That's no fun for anybody, but now riding a 3-game win streak to end the season and beating your crosstown rival, that's fun, folks.
Darren Schager. Hey, Darren Schager's got exciting things happening in his life. He's the punter, and he's going to get married. And he drills this punt back to the 28. Ken Grace. Met at the 23-yard line. 1 second remaining in the game. And Terry Donahue gets the proverbial Gatorade shower. Are they going to play this last second? Really doesn't matter.
And the official's going to clear the field.
J.J. Stokes. And Kenny Grace will go back to receive this punt upcoming from Darren Schager. Here it is again.
Well, SC sitting back. They're rushing 4, but I tell you what, they had 2 guys out there, both Herpin and Bradley, number 46, also there in the vicinity of Stokes.
Well, the Trojans have seen enough of J.J. Stokes. 4 touchdowns in the 2 games he's played against them, including that incredible game 2 years ago. Schager gets it away after a bad snap. Grace will take it at the 26-yard line. Up the gut he goes. Kenny Grace spun down at the 33-yard line. 39-yard punt, not bad after a horrible snap that dribbled to Schager. And an 8-yard return by Grace. Shane Jasper made the stop. Gonna take a break. When we come back, USC has the football again, up 3-0 with 6:41 to go in the quarter. Getting up, he was hit by Willie Lowry, who's the best pass rusher of the D-line.
And it's interesting because SC elected to just rush 3 that time, and Lowry comes from behind, and Wayne Cook, as you said, throws into a few guys. Number 18 drawing a little attention down there.
A little. Kenny Grace standing back at his 22. Darren Schager, who has had just a sensational year. Gets it away. Great rush by the Trojans. Grace going to let this go, and that was a mistake. Whoa, that was a mistake. It's back at the 11-yard line. Had a chance to actually catch it, and it looked like he had room to run, and instead he let it go. 51 yards for Darren Schager. So that turned into something really good for UCLA when it didn't look like it at the start.
And Billy, it looks like